Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to make this subscribe button that you see on the screen right now, but it doesn't have to be a subscribe button. You can use it for a title of any sort. But I suggest to follow along exactly what I do on the tutorial with the text size, the font and everything, so everything matches up, or it get very confusing if your values are different than mine. We'll go ahead and start out on the edit page. Go to Media Pool, right click, New Fusion Comp. You can name it if you want, but you don't have to, and leave it on 5 seconds. And go to Fusion. I have to use this on-screen keyboard because I'm paralyzed. I can't use my hands and arms. That's why it's up there in the way. Get a background. Plug it into the media out. Turn the alpha all the way down. We can go to one viewer for this. With the background selected, get a merge, a rectangle, another background, rectangle into the background, get a transform. When you plug the background into the transform, make sure it goes into the yellow input. If you drop it on, it'll want to go into the blue mask. Then go to the rectangle. Take the height down to 0.13. Don't have to change the corner radius, but I'm going to go 0.25. And select the background. We'll make the first one blue. That's the very first layer. The rest of them will be on top of these. So it goes from left to right. Go to the transform. Put your playhead at frame 0. And before we keyframe it, go to the pivot X. We're going to move the pivot to the far left of the mask. You can barely see it here. You want to go 0.25. That should put it right on the left edge. Then you want to uncheck the U size and aspect. And the X size. It should go from right to left. Go ahead and turn it all the way down. Again, make sure your playhead is in frame 0. Set a keyframe. I'm on a 30 FPS. You may have to adjust accordingly. I want to advance 1 second to frame 30. Then hit the little dot, and it'll reset it back to default settings, 1.0. And if you scrub your playhead, you should have this going on. Right click on the rectangle, copy, click away, and paste instance. If you don't know what an instance is, it's an exact copy of whatever node you've taken it off from. So if you change a value in one, it'll change it in both. We're going to de-instance one thing here, basically decoupling it from the other node so it works independently. We'll go to the center, X, Y, right click, and de-instance. Now you'll see the green squares are no longer around the values. And get another background, right click on the transform, copy, click away, and paste another instance. Again, when you plug this one in, make sure it goes into the yellow input. And then merge it into the merge one. Select the background, and we'll make this one red. Now we're going to raise this one up a little bit. Remember, we de-instanced the centers, so they'll work independently. So now we can raise the back one without moving the front one, the red one. Go back to the original rectangle. Take the Y, center Y to 0.54. Get a text node. Merge it into the merge 2. It'll make a merge. And select the text node. Put in subscribe, like, and share. And I suggest you use the same font and everything that I do. At least on this one. Whatever you make later, it isn't going to matter. I used all caps. And the font I'm going to use is Arial Rounded MT Bold. Set the size to 0.05. And I'll move that to the left to make some room on the right. Right click on the instance for the rectangle. Copy. Click away right here and paste instance. Take the instance above the text. Move the text below the merge. And plug the instance into the blue mask of the merge. And you'll see both the mask are moving, but the text is not yet. All the second rectangle mask does is hide the text. right click on the transform instance, copy, click away right here, and paste another instance. Disconnect the line and connect it to the yellow input of the instance. Now when you scrub your playhead, the text should disappear and to follow along with the mask. I'm going to advance 10 frames from our last keyframe, which was 30 at 1 second, and select the transform. Set a keyframe on the X size. Advance 1 second, which would be frame 70 for me, and turn the X size all the way down. Okay, we're going to put a keyframe stretcher in here. That way you can stretch it out to whatever length you want on the timeline. Doesn't have to stay right at 5 seconds. It'll open and then close at the end at any duration you make it. And before we do that, make sure your transform selected. Open your spline. Close this window and select those. Zoom to fit. Select all. And hit F on the keyboard. Select the merge 3. We'll get 2 transformed. Make a little room and select the second transform, the last one. Shift space and keyframe stretcher. And to set that up, remember our complete open is at 30, and then we started again at 40. So all the keyframes that are going to be stretched are going to be between 30 and 40. Select the keyframe stretcher. On stretch start, put 30, and stretch end, put 40. Now scrub your playhead, bring it to the right, and you'll see your mask start to close. Then you want to go to this stretch end and rotate it to the left. We'll have to do it several times. And you want it to be to the far left and closed with about 10 to 15 frames left. Something like that. Now select the transform 2. Take the size down to 0.5. Open your viewer all the way. And take the center Y to 0.09. That transform is to set it at the default settings. This is the one that's going to be in the macro, so you can move it around or resize it. So right click on this one, we'll rename it. Group controls. Okay, we're ready to make the macro now. We'll give it a play just to make sure. Okay. Highlight these like I do. We'll start here. Get everything except the media out. Right click any one of the other nodes. Go to macro, create macro. Give it a name. And go to the group controls. Just the center and size. Go to file. Save as group. It takes you to macros. Go to Fusion instead. Down here to templates. Edit. Titles. Here is where you're going to want to make your folder to put your preset in. Once again, I suggest name it different than the preset, or Resolve won't recognize it. We'll go look for it. If you can't find it, you may have to restart Resolve. And if you click on it, have your size, you can move it around. You can also do it with the settings here. So you can stretch it to whatever length. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.